prior learning in the context of program application. The APL process encompasses of two primary categories. One is APEL, recognizing experiential learning beyond formal education, and another is APCL, acknowledging the certified learning through prior qualification. I'm honored to introduce Mr. Nitish Nair, a seasoned senior learning facilitator at UniAthena, whose wealth of experience promises to enrich our discussion. This session will be designed to be engaging and interactive. So we encourage every one of you to participate by using questions from the chat box, and your active participation will be highly valued. Today we will also discuss how this accreditation will give you a boost in the career, and we would like to encourage you to make this interaction discussion more interactive and fruitful. Your active engagement is highly valued. Without further ado, let's start this discussion. Convert your experience into credits. Thank you. So the first is we have our live the icebreaker. So considering this, if you enroll in a class by anyone, living or dead, who would it be? Your life dream professor. Uh, the first is Albert Einstein, exploring the mysteries of universe. Second is Maya Angelou, delving into the power of words and storytelling. Third is Steve Jobs. Obviously, we know him for innovation and disruptive thinking. And the fourth is Oprah Winfrey, discovering insight into personal growth and empowerment. Anyone? I would like to see the answers. Oh, A. Wayne Munir said A. Albert Einstein. Great. Annie, it's Oprah Winfrey. They want to develop personal growth and empowerment. Timothy said it's C. Steve Jobs. Everyone's favorite, innovative and disruptive thinking makes Apple something else today. So with Faro also, Faro is also saying it's C. Steve Jobs. So I think Nitish, we can start. If so, let's start and let's make this discussion fruitful and informative.
Okay, thank you so much, Arga, for that introduction. Okay, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session where we are going to talk about APL and its associated things. I welcome everyone and a very warm good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever has joined from different parts. I welcome you all to this very informative session. So before we start the session, thank you so much, guys, for even participating in the icebreaker. Arga, that is a very good icebreaker. I could see some people participated that. Now, let's start the show. So, guys, I'm going to explain this concept through a virtual or a two-way chat process. In that way, you would be able to identify or understand these concepts very well. Okay. So this is like a conversation, as you may see it on the screen, like how we connect with the customer service or various queries that we ask the questions to the concerned person. So I have made the content in such a way that it is showcased in that way. So as you may see a professional example, okay, we are going to take the example of a person called Sarah. Okay. So the particular person is asking, hello, my name is Sarah. I have worked in marketing for 5 years. Do you offer any flexible or affordable degree programs which can fit my schedule and budget? So this is one of the first major question we usually ask, right? Because we are interested. First, we will be telling about how much years we have worked on a particular thing. This I have just explained as one of the domain. It could be a different domain. It could be a finance domain. It could be like an operation sector, anything. Then you are asking about to the concerned person that do you offer any flexible or affordable degree programs which can fit my schedule and budget? Okay. Then post that, the answer would be something like this at UniAthena. Can you take me to the next response, please? Okay. So here at UniAthena, okay, the answer would be going something like this. Here we are addressing the person's name. Hi, Sarah. Glad to see your interest in pursuing higher education. So here we are actually mentioning like what that particular person is doing. It could be a degree program, it could be a master program, whichever. We are just appreciating their interest. So that's like a polite opening. Yes, we have programs for professionals who need flexibility because everybody loves flexibility, right? In our day-to-day life also, we need certain things which can be flexible there, which we can adjust or we can do certain activities which can really fit in our daily life because we have personal life as well as professional life. Sometimes it gets very difficult to balance that. So we try to do that are more flexible. So here the response is said in such a way that it showcases that we have certain programs which will be very flexible for you. Then the particular person asks, have you heard about the APL policy? Okay. So does anybody know the full form of APL here before we go ahead? I just want to know from you guys, from the audience, if you just know the full form of APL. Anybody in the participant list? Any idea what an APL is? I could see any no. All right, no problem. So APL full form is accreditation of prior learning. I repeat, the full form of APL is accreditation of prior learning. Okay. So this is a learning thing where a group of professionals receive recognition for the knowledge and skills acquired through their previous experience. Okay. I'm repeating again, the full form of APL is accreditation of prior learning. Okay. This is where a student may apply for a program offered by college at any level. Okay. Here, what happens? Recognition is usually recognized in the form of credits. Okay. That means a student or a learner is exempted from the study from that module because that particular person has already learned that particular thing, right? Let's say, for example, let's say we did some course or something previous regarding any marketing on finance. And we are approaching for certain programs which will have like a similar subject or a module in that particular thing, what we think, oh, this particular thing we have already done before. Okay. Can it be exempted? That is where this particular APL thing comes into the picture. There are various procedures where we can identify that that particular person has done this particular thing before. And maybe by following that step, that particular thing gets exempted. Okay. That is what APL is all about. Okay. There we can actually understand by their previous experience and knowledge. Okay. Now, the second thing, it allows you to earn academic credits based on your real world achievements, providing a pathway to further education and career advancement. So once, let's say, if you have already done that, okay, you can always, I would say, you can always transfer your credits by that particular thing, and you will be eligible for the exemption policy of the APO. Okay. How many of you have heard this thing called European credit transfer? Have you guys heard about this thing, European credit transfer before? ECT? If yes, I would love to know from the chat box. Has anybody heard about ECTS? Yes. So you guys know, usually we take that credits and transfer that credit to another university if you want to do that similar program, and that acceptability is also there. So that is one of the good feature in the APL, which I'll be telling you in some time. Okay, so the conversation is still there. So the particular person is explaining Sarah about APL. Okay, so as Sarah, I explained you guys also what is APL or what it all does. Then, of course, you get that excitement. Oh, this is very interesting. I can get that exemption and everything. So the same tone, the Sarah also says interesting. So if I'm eligible for APL, how would my course look? That is the next question asked. Like, okay, how can I recognize that if I'm eligible for that APL process, or how would I know that whatever I have done so far, whether in terms of career or education, am I really eligible? Is that particular course which I'm looking for? Is it really aligned with the APL policy? Okay. Now, in this scenario, if you remember, we have taken a marketing example. So the particular lady, Sarah, mentioned that she has been doing marketing for 5 years. Okay. That's why in the continued conversation, we are mentioning that this particular person have a work experience in marketing Okay, if you were to apply for an MBA under APL, which the full form is Accreditation of Prior Experiment Learning, you can earn credits for marketing module without taking them. This will save you time and money. Like I was mentioning, there will be certain things which you might have studied in your past thing. You don't want to repeat that. Okay, that is what APL does. So this particular person is assisting Sarah, stating that if you have done something, you can always take this policy and you can go ahead without taking them. This will also save your time and money. Can you take me to the next slide, please? Now, like I said, this is a concept which really celebrates diversity in education by acknowledging that learning takes place in various forms and settings. So, as you may know, various people comes from different background, different domains. Certain people might have done finance, certain people might done operations. So, certain people have different experiences. But sometimes what happens is that certain people wants to go ahead but don't want to repeat, right? Certain people loves that theory, but you're that particular person saying, "Oh, this is something which I've done maybe in my graduation days. Why I'm not? Why I'm doing it? Why I'm doing the same thing again?" Okay, so this kind of things really, this APL process really highlights the education in various forms and environments, including workplaces, communities, and personal experiences. Next is whether you are a seasoned professional, an entrepreneur, or someone with your unique life experience, APL ensures that your journey is valued and respected. Like I was saying, there is various people, various working profiles that you could be like an entrepreneur, you could be a marketing professional, you could be a CEO also, you could be a senior, you could be in senior manager role. Doesn't matter. APL gives you that journey where everything is proper, where your time is saved, where you're valued and you're respected. Okay. Now, since we got a little bit idea how APL works, now let's see what are the benefits of APL. Because in the previous chat, you might have seen where the particular person is talking to Sarah about the APL and how she can exempt the module which she has done, which saves time. To get more information, now let us understand what are the benefits of APL one by one. Okay. The first is a practical assessment. Okay. So, as you know, in our school days, college days, there are a lot of exams and everything used to be taking in place, right? Where we study certain subjects or modules, then we give the exams. That exam particularly reviews our performance and we go to the next grade. Here also it is same, but the only thing is it doesn't have any exams. Okay, we have practical assessments. Let's say, for example, you are doing certain domains like marketing or finance. This would be personal reflecting questions, assessments. This won't be your regular assignments where you will be just asked like, what is the difference between that or what is the definition of that? This would be more modified because nowadays everybody loves practical examples of practicality in their subjects. So these questions will be based on maybe a case study or a report where you might be thinking on the lines of, let's say, for example, in that case study, it will say that imagine if you are a marketing manager, what would you do? Or what is the things which you will be doing? Or imagine if you're a senior head of a company, right? Or how would you critically review that? So, long story short, it will give you more of a personal reflecting where you are forced to think about that particular scenario and think that is how you're going to do the assessments in this. Next, acceptability. Like I was mentioning, European credit transfer. Here, the courses are designed in such a way that you can always transfer this credit to another university of the similar program. That particular feature is there when you're having that APL early exit awards. So, what is early exit awards? Let's say you are doing a program which has got 6 or 7 modules or 6 or 7 subjects. Let's say you were able to do 4 modules, okay, and then maybe some work emergency came or some other things came due to which you had to discontinue that program, okay, or some emergency came. Then you said, I have done this thing, but I need something to show that I have done this, but I won't be able to do the remaining ones. This is where that early exit award comes, where whatever you have done so far, let's say you have done that 4 modules, you will be getting an exit from that and like indication or something from UniAthena mentioning that you have done this 4 modules, and you have gained that particular program's module journey. That's like a proof that you have done that particular modules. Then most of the programs here is European certification and it is accredited. So by the end of the program, there would be certain universities accredited that from that particular university, you will be getting the certification. Uh, Flexible learning. So every module has like a time frame. Let's say, for example, from 30 days to 45 days to 60 days. It depends upon how fast you grasp. Like there are two types of learners, right? One is a very slow learner who will take his or her time to understand these things. Certain people are super fast, like they might have done that particular concept before, or they might have uh, studied that concepts before. So they might do that particular thing more faster. Okay. So flexible learning in the sense that they don't have to do everything in one go. If you are a morning person, so you plan your study accordingly. If you're an evening person or a night owl, you plan your study accordingly. So flexible in the sense that you are not, um, how should I put it? You are not disturbing your personal or professional life along with the study. That is flexible learning here. Next, it is a short course duration in the sense that, like I said, you can complete a particular module in 30 days to 9 months to 10 months, you can do in that way. Module by module, you can complete in 20 days, 30 days kind of a thing, right? Certain times you might have seen certain courses go for 2 years or more than 2 years. In this way, there are various payment options or various other things where you can really complete your course in a very short span of time, and also, it all depends upon how fast you grasp. So, these are some of the benefits of APL and things which you will be able to do. After the benefits of APL, let's see what are the types of APL. Okay. So, there are two types of APL. First is APEL, second one is APCL. Okay. So, I just wanted to understand from the crowd, have you guys heard about this concepts before, APEL and APCL before? You can type your response in the chat box if you haven't heard by putting a no. If you have heard, you can put yes. Okay. Somebody has mentioned only APEL. Somebody has said no. Okay. Thank you for the response, guys. So let's know about what are these two types of APL. Okay. Now the first one, let's talk about the first one, that is APEL, accreditation of prior experimental learning. Okay. So what happens in this? So this is like a concept where you might uh, haven't done that marketing course or any finance course or any associated course, but you have a work experience in that, right? Let's say you are a person who knows full in depth of marketing, where you are working as a marketing supervisor or a senior marketing head. Okay. But you haven't done any marketing course. Same goes in a different field like finance or operations. You might have not done any specific course regarding that particular subject, but you are working as that professional. You could be a finance manager or you could be a finance executive. So whatever work you have done, you have gained that concepts, terminologies, that experience from that thing. Okay. So what happens in this particular APEO is here we usually check the particular person's work, what he or she has done, and we have certain criterias, right? We actually see that various learning objectives where certain criterias are right. So this things needs to be there, this things needs to be ticked, and you align with that. Okay. So the person who have more years of experience, let's say more than 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, that particular person can easily understand certain things. So by this particular criteria, the exemption is done. Okay. Now, the second thing is APCL. Can you take me to the previous one? Yeah. The full form of APCL is Accreditation of Prior Certified Learning. Okay. So, what happens in this particular thing is here we have the particular person known the concept by practice. Again, no, not taken any course or no proof, nothing. But the particular person has learned by the practice. It could be some jobs or something like that they have done or something in the past. He or she had learned the concept by practice, have not taken any course or role. Okay. So as per the exception committee, the learning objectives and everything is compared. Maybe that particular person have like an interview with that particular person, or we just have like a one-to-one conversation, or we just check their CV and see like whether that particular person has done that particular thing or handled that particular role. Okay. So that is like the major difference between APEL and APCL. Can you take me to the next slide, please? So the next slide really gives you the detailed explanation of what I just mentioned. Let's again once again start with APL. This is for the professionals who have a prior work experience relevant to that particular module. So they might be having that previous experience, doesn't matter if it's marketing, finance, operation, engineering. And in APCL, can you take me to the APCL, please? It is for the professionals who have their certifications or something regarding that. Yeah, they have done that certain things by the practices. They might be having some certificates or they might have done something. Next slide, please. Now, what is the criteria? You can show the APCL as well so that I can highlight. Yeah. So this is where in APL, like I was mentioning, they might have done that certain work roles or anything. So they must submit their portfolio with proof of the required learning outcomes. So what is this portfolio? They can always share their resumes, or they can always share their certain additional things which you have done as in their work roles. That is the proof we are asking. In the APCL, they might submit their transcripts or certificates. They might have done something or the other, which gives like as a proof that they know this particular module or they have done that. So that is where, like I said, there will be like a one-on-one interview or one-on-one discussions with that person where we will really check that if learning objectives or something about that particular thing is aligned. Because if the person has really done, that particular person will be able to answer those basic questions regarding the concepts or the terminologies, right? Next slide, please. Now, so far, we have discussed what is APL, what are the types of that, how can we do that, what are the different benefits of this thing. Now, let's talk about our APL policy. Okay. So the first thing is it is very much proper, it is legalized, and it is an appropriate standard, and it is definitely accepted by the APL assessors. Okay. Now, everything is legalized here. Okay. And this particular policy covers the program where we have gained experience through work, voluntary activities, or other life experiences. So certain times, certain things we might have done not only by regular 9 to 5 job, we might have also done additional things. Like maybe we might have done voluntary activities, or maybe we have done something charitable, or we might have done certain activities, or we have conducted certain activities. That particular thing also determines or we get eligible for that particular policy. Okay. So let's say if we take certain policy, and let's say if we want that particular module to be exempted, let's say there are like 5 modules where the first module you are learning, second, third, maybe, I mean, like are the modules which you might have already done. Let's say by that particular policy, that particular modules get exempted. Okay. One thing what you need to be careful is that once you get it exempted, your total score in that particular module cannot exceed 66% in any scenario because it is exempted. So that is one particular thing which needs to be taken care of only for the exempted modules. Next slide, please. Are you there? Yeah. So far we have understood like the policy, the benefits and everything. Now Sarah asked like, okay, now I understood APL. Now what are the degree program do you recommend, right? So far we have got the basics right. Now the conversation goes on recommending the programs. Okay. Now, the first thing which we need to ask or which we should know is what is the thing that really describe our goals? Let's say if you wanted to go to a particular program or if we really wanted to do a particular program, everything should have a purpose. Everything should have a goal. Why we are doing it, right? So, same in the same way, this particular person has asked, your ideal degree program depends upon your career goals. Which of the following best describe your career goals? So that is something which we all needs to find. Once we get to know, then we will be able to that other person will be able to identify and recommend the similar thing. Let's say I'll give you like a daily example, right? Let's say if you go to a shopping mall or something like that, right? Let's say you really like a shirt, or let's say you really like an attire. So, of course, you don't buy the whole mall, right? You don't buy everything from there. You actually see, like, okay, what is that thing which you really need? So, when certain times you ask the particular person from the store, you will be asking the attendant that, okay, can you show me in this colors, or can you show me some other product? Do you have then this size and everything, right? So that particular person will ask you like, okay, what is the occasion? What is that size of the cloth, or what is that thing? Or that particular person recommends on your style. They will be asking. So that is something which makes us very easy to actually select that particular attire, right? Same goes with food. I'll give you another example of an ice cream, right? So there are various flavors of ice cream. You're not going to eat all the ice cream flavors. There would be certain ice cream things which you might be liking it. Okay. So let's say your favorite ice cream flavor is mango. Okay. And that particular day, the mango is not there. So that particular person will give you on the similar lines as mango, right? Maybe a light flavor or a more sweet flavor. So in that way, that particular person recommends you a different flavor and you end up liking it. The same way, when we align with our career, there are certain things which we must be thinking. The career goals can be achieved maybe by the journey we had, right? What are the things that we were successful at? Or what are the things, or maybe particular subjects or domains which we were really good at? Okay, these are some of the thought process which really comes. Now, this is some examples on the similar lines which I wanted to talk about. Okay, where the particular person says, I really wanted to be an industry expert, okay, on something. And the other scenario is that particular person has leadership on her mind. Okay. Now, there could be a scenario where the particular person want to enter or be upgraded into executive positions, but also they wanted to develop managerial and research skills. So there would be a lot of confusions regarding the mind, right? You want to do this, but you're thinking on this also. You want to do this, you want to do this also. Okay. To make your things more easier, this kind of things I have created in such a way that it would be very easy for you to understand what are the thoughts, right? So if you wanted to be if you want to be an established as an industry expert, you need a master's degree. Okay. But if you have leadership on your mind, can you take me to the next slide, please? You need an MBA because you wanted to focus on that particular domain, right? You wanted to do that MBA. But let's say if you wanted to enter into an executive position or an upgraded position, then you need a DBA, okay? Because you're going up, 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 and you need a doctorate program to get that particular skill. And last, if you want to develop managerial and research skills, then you need an IDP. Okay, so this is how we classify that particular thing. Now, I'm sure you might have heard this word called upskilling, right? For every job or everything, there is always an upskilling happens, right? We always upgrade our skills or upgrade our things. Let's say, for example, today we tried writing this article in this manner. Tomorrow we might write in different tone or different font. Okay. I will give you another personal example. Today we made some dish by following this recipe. Maybe after 2 days, we might add some additional or different technique to make the same dish. So that means we are upgrading our own style. The same way, whether you're working or not working, upskilling is always important. Why is it important? Because that will really help us to take our particular skill or particular attribute to a different level. The same happens in APL here, where upskilling as a professional can really look like this. Okay. So first, I'm going to give you two scenarios here. One is UniAthena scenario and one is like a regular scenario. Okay. So what happens in the regular scenario? Regular, when you go to certain universities or certain conventional universities for study, there is high tuition fees, high accommodation fees. You really want to do the program, but you are like, oh, this is very costly. It is going above my budget. I am not got any other thing. I can't ask the money from my parents because at the moment the financial condition is not very good. Everything is super high. It is not affordable. Then there is rigid learning. Rigid learning in the sense that there would be certain things which you need to do regular basis. For example, you need to have that attendance thing regularly. You need to go to that particular university. You need to have like a proper timetable. You need to follow a strict time. You need to follow this, that, so many rules and regulations on for that learning, which is not aligning your personal and professional life. Next is on-site. There are times which there would be universities which will be too far from your workspace or your where you stay. It might be that particular university might be in a different country or a different town. So these are some of the things which we really look at and we really think that okay, this is super costly. I really wanted to do it, but these are some of the factors which is really stopping me to upskill my education or upskill my degree. But here at UniAthena, as you may see here, this is all gone. Can you see? Breaking the barrier, like from high tuition to rigid learning to on-site, everything is changing. It is like breaking the barrier. You are choosing the right path by joining here. This is where, as you, we have various courses which is very affordable. One person can select from his or her favorite choices and select which one is affordable. So there is I mean, like something for everyone. Next, the learning process, right? Like I said, there is a flexible learning. So everybody can manage their schedules accordingly. One person don't have to just study everything. There is no attendance system. One person can actually schedule their learning by be studying in the morning, evening, or night. And you don't have to go to on-site and everything because most of the things are online here. Okay, in that way, this can completely change. And as you may see, this particular person has really broke all the barriers here. Next slide, please. Now, till here, Sarah understood, oh, wow, this is really amazing, right? I got the difference between how the regular convention system works and how here at Uni Athena works. And she's super excited and she says, oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Now she got an idea about upskilling. Now she got more excited. Okay. I also want this. I also want to make my upskilling very easy. Okay. So she will ask like more questions about that particular thing. So that is why she is asked, how does UniAthena make upskilling is, right? To which Arga will be giving you a light about UniAthena programs in a while, where he will be talking about how UniAthena functions, what are the different programs at UniAthena, and what are the different universities, what are the different programs, what are its benefits and everything. That way you will be getting more information about the UniAthena.
Thank you, Nitish. Thank you for this lovely presentation and the interesting insight on APL. Uh, Thank you all for being here, and all the questions are well noted. So we will have the Q&A session at the end of the discussion. So before we go to the Q&A session, let's have some information on UniAthena, how it makes easier learning platform, how it is flexible, and how everyone can afford UniAthena, how everyone can afford a good learning experience through UniAthena. So basically, what UniAthena is, it is an edtech platform. It's a edtech organization where there are uh, learning upskilling courses at affordable prices, and any learner can learn the courses in a flexible manner. So the accreditation and the universities are partners with UniAthena. They are Aberta University. We have GMU University. We have UCAM University. We have Guinea American University. We have CMI. We have SQA. We have CIQ. We have FEDE. And lastly, we have Acacia University. Now, why coming up to our UniAthena programs and how it is easier for the learners. First of all, as Nitish mentioned in the uh, uh, discussion, that it is quite affordable, so everybody can access to knowledge. It's very much affordable. It's not like a conventional college, not like a conventional university. It is quite flexible. So uh, any professional person who is working, suppose they are working, so he can study or she can study at night. So it is quite flexible. It's mostly online. So there will be video lectures for the knowledge. We have essential readings for the theoretical perspective of the knowledge, the video lectures. So it's very much easier, very much accessible. And before we have also 7 days of trial. So before you take the actual program, you can take a 7 days trial so that you can get to know what it's actual deliver. So you can also get to know how UniAthena delivers the program. Now we have MBA programs, and the universities that we are associated with are Abata University, we have GMU University, and we have UCAM University. Now the domains that MBA program follows is international business, MBA in international business, MBA in quality management, MBA in construction management, MBA in operation and project management, MBA in marketing management, MBA in data analytics, our bestseller MBA in general management, and MBA in blockchain management. So these are the domains where learners can enhance their management skill with a specialized knowledge, with a specialized domain on that. Some of the learners' feedback are also here. One of them is Serafina Megos. As per her, she got the highest level of professional standard, and it was she has broken down the barrier, and now she has got the business management skills from UniAthena. So she was a learner from a general management, MBA in general management as well. So it's one of the learners' feedback. Now we have doctorate also. It is associated with UCAM University. The domains that the doctorates DBA program follow is, one is doctorate in business administration, another is integrated doctorate of business administration. It's a combination of MBA and doctorate. So another learner feedback from doctorate domain is MD Shekhawat Hossain. So UniAthena provides him the feeling of receiving a world-class education with the comfort of being at home. So as we discussed last time, that it's quite flexible. So Mr. Shekhawat also got his doctorate degree from the comfort of his home. Uh, we have master's program. So master program is associated with Granny American University and GMU University. So the domains that has this program are public health, master in public health, master in construction management, master in international business law, master in engineering management, master in data science, master in procurement and contract management, master in supply chain and logistics management, and lastly, master in public administration. So another learner who has been a part in master in engineering management, Mr. Evans. So as per him, he got this wonderful community. We have a community where the questions and answer has been posted. So from there, he got a good experience and a sense of confidence from this platform, and a good, excellent knowledge that has given him a good boost in the career. So as per, if I can continue what Nitish has discussed so far. So Sarah got a knowledge how to apply from getting a skill in marketing. So after getting a immense knowledge, Sarah got an understanding and able to understand what he is going to pursue, and then at the end he got the required program as his from his wish. Nitish, you can continue. If so, we have. Do you have any questions? You can definitely ask. We have the chat box.